Can I start singing? Can I intro that with a song? Alright then, cool. I may say in any style and any pattern, man, I done it no. Spain town, I'm a grow, never down, never lower from my pan, you know. Yeah, man, you don't know this is Royal Blu, right? J.L.L.
Whose song is that?
Yo, alright, from the top again. I may say in any style and any pattern, man, I done it no. Spain town, I'm a grow, never down, never lower from my pan, you know. Yeah, man, you don't know this is Royal Blu, singer-songwriter out of Jamaica. Welcome to the 4th episode of Foresight, brought to you by Foreigner in partnering with Ray and Nephew. I interview my brethren, top producer, the genius. Is it me? J.L.L, what's up? What going?
Yo, bless up, man, Blue. It's great to see you're wearing blue. You know, it's very relevant to the topic. But yeah, I'm here. I'm ready to have a discussion and just just talk about the music thing that we do with our lives. 100%. You know.
I don't know if you remember. Do you remember how we first met? Like, how did we link up? Well, not how we linked up, but how did we meet? And then how did we actually link up and work on music?
How did we link up? All right. We linked up basically online. Yeah. Actually, I had a friend in high school called Chris, KRS. I remember the day he came to me and told me that there's an artist that I want to put you in contact with to send some of your beats to, because at this time I never really have an artist sending beats to. I just had beats. So then he gave me your email actually. And I think we were emailing each other. Like I emailed you a beat and you emailed me a song. And I remember like the next day I walking around school and making people hear this song. They're like, oh my God, this is so good. And I was just like, yeah, it's good, you know. It's the first song I really ever worked with.
I forgot that you were still in school when
Arden, yeah.
Yeah, you were like
definitely.
You were in sixth form.
No, bro, it was way earlier than sixth form. It was like I probably was in maybe 11th grade. Is it 11th grade? Yeah. Because, it was like...
I feel old. I feel super old, like I met you when you were a baby.
Yeah, bro, I mean, back then, 11th grade...
How old were you at that time, like in 11th grade?
11th grade, I was... I think I was up around 16, 17, you know, more so 17, yeah. So I'm 25 now. So that was about 7 years ago, you know. That was before I made any of the big songs that people might know with you.
I used to come cool, collect. Hype on the one, hype on the get.
With
before even CXC, bro.
Brother, it was just before Della moved.
Share with it while I'm a branch and I'm 50-50 when it drop.
Before a little bit of money.
Yo, shut your mouth with a little bit of money. Shut up.
Before Navajo.
Now she's slanging.
Before Mango.
Me say me love you like mango.
Before Cranium No Other.
Some of us are dead. Heaven I will lay out in the bed.
All of that stuff. Just when I was 11th grade, I didn't really have a song. You know, I think me and you really started making the first top quality songs. You know.
So on that topic, do you remember the first song that I did? What was the first song that we worked on?
I remember I had a rhythm called Smoker's Paradise.
Yeah. I was thinking it was that song, Music Warfare. It was
Yes,
Music Warfare.
yes, bro.
Yeah.
That song shook me with like, cause I was really into like listening to my beats just on my own.
Yeah.
And just having the music now to just listen with. It was the craziest thing, man. I'm telling you, like, I remember I was in a phase where I was just like making I was making a lot of weed beats. I was never smoked weed at that point in time. I never was really even around it. I just knew about the culture. So Smoker's Paradise was a very just like stoner kind of beat, and you went in it and you sang something completely different than what I would have expected. And it really gave me a very pleasant surprise. And from then I was just like, no, so this Bridget is like sick. you know?
And funny enough, that was the first time I went in studio and I was like belting out notes, because before
Wow.
I was just like singing like lyrics very, very fast, and everything was lyrics. But I was in studio, I was like, Babylon, na, 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 na. I was like, I shot myself, bro. I shot myself. I didn't even know that I could sing that loud, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was
I feel you, man.
definitely an experience for me. I think that was like 2013. That was 2013, I think.
Yeah. That was 2013.
So tell me something now. This is more personal to you. How did music start for you? Like, what was your start in music like?
My start in music was actually not too far from when we had first started working on music. I think it was, if I remember the year, it was probably like 2009. Yeah, when I was like 14. There was a brethren of mine at the time that had approached me with a beat that he made, and he just told me that he just wanted me and my brethren to listen. I know at the time I had a really close brethren, that I was in high school with, and we both listened. And for some reason, it sparked both of us to just get FL Studio and start making some beats. And the funny thing about it is that I just remember that I experimented with FL Studio is because my sister's boyfriend at the time was using it and kind of told me about it years, like probably 2 years before 2009, probably in 2007 or 2006. I was introduced to FL Studio and I didn't know anything about the program. I didn't know how to make a full rhythm. I didn't know how to make a full song. I just knew how to put an idea down. And and I didn't, I had a short attention span, so I didn't really stick with it. But then when it was reintroduced to me, I just decided that, let me try this thing. And it's really my brethren who was there with me at the time. I think you probably know of him too. His name is John Ross.
John Ross, that was the mind that was the name that came to mind. Yeah, big up
John Ross. Very, very sick. And we just started just making beats and sending each other stuff. And then eventually we learned about KRS, Chris, and he's been making beats obviously from he was born. So from before high school. So then he was really the man who kind of knew how to go around FL Studio, and he knew about plugins. So then we just had this little small circle of producers that we just send each other beats, we post stuff on Facebook. Now SoundCloud to me wasn't a thing yet. And then had another brethren come into the circle, Rhythm Boss. Rhythm Boss.
Okay, I didn't know that he came in the circle from so early. I thought you met him.
He came in the circle from very early, bro. Trust me, because he was really like he really wanted to be more dedicated to the craft and learn. And at that time, we were getting a little better. You know, the rhythms were getting more complex and more, you know, good. We're getting better. So, yeah.
So may I ask you a question? At that time when you just started, who were your influences, like production-wise, whether locally or internationally?
Oh man, like my influences were like the typical influences. Let me say internationally first: Timbaland, Swiss Beats, Scott Storch, the Neptunes, you know, Danja, and yeah, it was mainly those guys. But Timbaland's really held like one of the highest ranks, just because.
I know that Timbaland definitely influenced the whole, like our generation of producers and stuff. He influenced that whole generation.
Well, let me tell you, like the person that actually influenced me the most, that Timbaland happened to influence too, was the Genius.
That's why me love you. Sit up on the cocky. Sit up on the cocky. Back it up with me, tip by your tar. Sex in a blood clot strip for me slaw.
The Genius was such a staple, not only in my growing up as a producer, but all of us, our little group. Like we would be like, we would be like the Genius scholars. Like I remember one time coming to school and arguing with John Ross about one of the Genius rhythm and how it go. And I was like, no, it go like this, and I must know because I didn't remake the rhythm. Because I was remaking the Genius beats, you know, and I was just so it really just always amazed me how the quality, the consistency, the confidence, the innovativeness he had in music at such a young age. And he also went to Ireland too. That to me was just idol material.
Bro, like I don't know if it's something in Ireland's food or water. I don't know if it's something in my teach, you know. But Ireland have like so many different artistic and creative geniuses just coming out of that school and being in Jamaica, you know what I mean? Like it's
bro, trust me, Ireland really, from the jump, from our entered Ireland, it's just such a vibrant school with a lot of vibrant people. And a lot of icons and legends were like just about leaving when I just entered Ireland. So it's just like you're seeing these people that look like adults, you know, these big figures, these people that you know, I just looked up to, because at such a young age, a lot of them already knew what they were gonna do, you know, just knowing that the Genius and Russian went to Ireland. It's just like, what? What's going on here? And really, actually, it was just that. It was just once you have one person who ends up really surpassing the expectations and being an internationally world-renowned talent that can still go to school and that can still do schoolwork. It's just everybody wants to be that, you know. And trust me, you have a lot of people who after high school, they really mature into the legends that they end up being. But Arden just always happen to have a lot of talented people maximize the potential while in Arden, you know, which is just crazy.
So speaking on that, like when did you think was that moment that you were like, yo, all right, music is definitely what I want to do for a living, and this is what I'm going to do for a living?
I think it was closer to sixth form. sixth form when me and my brethren were talking more about like, because this is when, you know, after me and you started making songs, then Chris started getting more links with some dancehall artists and trying to pitch some stuff, and we were just really in that realm of, okay, well, we're doing this. We want to be in the scene. We want to be making the rhythms that are juggling. We want to be in all of that kind of stuff. We want to have the links. But then it's not really even that convinced me. It was more so because, to be honest, I did struggle with school to a degree. I did struggle with.
When you say struggle, you mean like struggle with balancing school, or just like grades, or is it just?
It was just both, you know, because it's not like, oh, I was making so much beats that I wasn't focusing on school. You know, it's just that I was definitely putting a lot of time into music, but I just did not really have the attention span or the I just really wasn't getting the best grades. I really had bad anxiety and just bad depression and just a lot of heavy things dealing with in high school that really made me not be able to focus as much as I should have, because I do think I'm a smart person, you know, and I was smart back then too, but it was really about being smart, you know. It was just me really overthinking and just, you know, having a hard time. So I remember when I'd be overwhelmed with school, like I would just work on a beat.
Yeah.
Bro, I remember I worked on a beat in the library. I think so when I was in sixth form, and I don't remember what classes I had. I probably had some classes to go to, and just didn't go to the classes. I was just sitting down, mixing the beat, putting little intricate stuff in, and you know, my brethren that were also making beats were definitely more studious than I, and definitely, you know, getting what they needed to get done.
But you know, funny enough, sorry to cut you, but funny enough, there are a lot of people that, especially creatives, people that do music and stuff like that, in high school, their attention span was just, after a while, it just became very short. Like you just couldn't focus on school because you have so many different things about, and then it's like you can't even have the weekends for yourself anymore. Weekends every day it's just work. Yeah, you're doing work,
SBAs and them things there.
Exactly. So it's like you just become consumed with this whole idea of school, and
bro, trust me.
I think it's really actually an issue that we have. I think depression and anxiety starts from high school for a lot of people.
Bro, it's for some people it start from prep school, bro. I remember seeing a lot of kids just being in dark spaces, bro, and our teachers didn't know how to deal with that. You know, them time the ones in prep school, and probably even worse before I was in prep school. It's just, you know, just beating the students and just shouting and just, you know, when they're not doing well, it's just ridicule, you know, ridicule from teachers, you know, ridicule from students. And, you know, those things bring into high school. And I mean, I just know that throughout high school, I just had a hard time. I mean, I was always able to kind of push through and get the good grades there and now, but when music came in.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, do you believe that music was like an escape for you during that time and stuff?
Music was an escape, bro. Art was an escape. So
it basically saved it, like.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, art was like the most. I was the most artistic whilst I was in high school. You know, because I was doing photography, I was drawing, I was making beats, I was doing graphic design. You know, I was doing a lot of different stuff, and I was doing it at decent levels, you know. And
no, it's more than decent, bro. Just I remember seeing the first like the drawing, the portraits you were doing and stuff like that. I'm like, well, this man is an alien. Like, nobody don't realize this man is not human. It's not normal. This man can do everything.
Bro, and trust me, it's not like I'm doing this just because I feel like, oh, like I need to be so good and I need to prove to people or anything. You know, that was where my heart was. But it's really me against a whole school, a whole system where it's just like, this drawing thing, this music thing is not gonna get you where you need to be. You're not gonna make the money. You're not really gonna, be something of value. So you need to sit down in school, read your book, get your great test results, get your scholarship, go to college, and then maybe get a job that will actually make sense, And then it's just when I did music, I just realized that I was so infatuated with the ability to create something like a beat or be able to work on a song or to draw or take pictures and see the reaction it gets out of people, like much more of a genuine reaction than you'd ever get out of getting an award or being the smartest boy. It's just really making people feel good, and I feel like that's what I really wanted to do. And I'd see how the genius made people feel good with his music,
Yeah. So,
and
was there a specific rhythm or a song that made you believe, if you can remember, was there a specific rhythm or a song that made you say like, all right, then this is what I'm made for and this is what I'm definitely going to do? Like, was there a specific song at that time or something?
A specific song. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because at this point when I was doing more songs and getting into more serious to the music, I was in UTech, starting UTech, and I think some songs I'd given to Chris had gone through to our producer, and the song came out, and I mean, granted, it didn't come out in a way that I wanted it to come out, but it was basically my first major placement. My first major placement was with Mavado, and that song did decently well. And went on World Star and did music video and all these things. And that to me, just hearing my beat, hearing Mavado, the man at the time, that was just the peak of dancehall. And at the time was a whole debate of Bully and Gaza, that the same Mavado, you get me, choosing a rhythm that I produced and making a song on it, and just hearing the melodies and things that I did, hearing the stuff Chris did in the beat and just hearing him sing with the melodies. And it's just like, wow, like this is what I wanted, this is what I want. From there, I just really had this fervent desire to really have my songs materialize, my beats materialize into songs, So I would say that song, that Mavado song. Yeah.
How would you describe your son? Like, if you were to describe your son, because you said Scott Storch, Timbaland, The Genius, to name a few, and I can definitely hear all of those people, like their influence in your son for sure.
Yeah.
Scott Storch is like the keys and stuff like that.
Respect, bro.
I definitely heard that, isn't it? So, how would you describe your son?
My sound definitely is really my sound definitely is unorthodox, but very familiar. Has a lot of familiar traits, I'm not gonna say like my thing is unique and my thing is different and my thing is pushing boundaries. No, my thing is really it's a culmination of my experiences on a global level. It is a culmination of my effort to do research and learn in the very young stage of my production, and me as a teenager being on the internet and doing some serious research, bro. Some serious research, some serious trial and error, some serious learning, some serious dedication to just being an overall good music maker and learning what this music thing is and why is it that this Timbaland beat makes me itch. Why is it that the Genius beat makes me feel this way? That's why I've rebuilt the Genius beats, just because I really wanted to make music that made people feel something. I really wanted to make music that made people get that same joy that they get from these other producers and these other artists, you know. And I feel like my music, if I were to describe the sound, really is just the best of all worlds. That's what I'm trying to get towards, the best of all worlds, you know, the best of the groove, the best of bounce, the best of melody, you know, the best of arrangement, the best of just feeling.
I know you see it, girl. This ain't sitting real good in my soul.
It doesn't have to be dancehall and reggae, but dancehall and reggae are supreme. Yeah. So that's why I don't even have no issue if that's the majority of what I'm making, because it's music that has some of the widest range.
Strike force, yeah. Strike force, yeah. Strike force, yeah. Strike force, yeah.
You know, and but even hip hop, trap, and the weird stuff I'll put on SoundCloud, and the different stuff I experiment with Indian music, world music, African music. I'll experiment with, bro, when we were in high school, bro, Janos was freaking making scores, movie scores.
Yeah, yes.
He was seriously doing it, bro. We were around a set of people that were just otherworldly, in a different realm and league, you know, and that was just so inspiring, you know, having someone who is so good and wanting to do something that, you know, is so respectable and doing well. You know, it's just that, yeah, that's what I always tried for, just having my music sound like the best of all worlds.
One thing I can say about your music for sure is that every time I'm supposed to like do a live show and I'm rehearsing with the band, it's like every musician already knows that, all right, this is a J.L.L rhythm. Like J.L.L made the rhythm for this song, because the chords that you choose and the chord progression is very like, I don't know the musical terms or whatever, but I always hear them say like some sevenths and some and that and whatever. And
yeah.
It's very unique to you, and I think that's dope. You see me? And do you believe that is something that also sets you aside from like your peers and just even people that you were probably inspired by?
Yeah, because I definitely think the musicality of it really is a big part of the feeling. And as much as you can ignore it and just move off of the hype and just move off of the, all right, my virgin rate this, you know, like my people them rate this, what I'm doing right now, I just need to just make some simple rhythm. I mean, sure, fine, but then, you know, really setting bars, really having people impressed, you know, really putting in chords that people don't know what it is, but they feel something, that they're coming up to you at events and saying, yo, this music that you make, I'm really proud, and keep doing what you're doing. Like, because no matter how much you try, there's always going to be someone out there that's going to appreciate it and recognize it and give you the props. And it's not always a musical person. Sometimes it's just a regular person, you know?
And even with that, like inspiring people that aren't even musical and stuff like that, you yourself, were you somebody that studied music, or like you were self-taught? Because your music is very intricate and detailed.
Bro, I mean, I stop people so often because I'm not musically trained. I teach myself to a degree. I did have a period of time where I went to piano um, classes for a few months, but really and truly, I can't exactly say how much of that really contributed to my piano skills, really, because um, a lot of what I know about chords or what I'm able to play or just my ear, it's really, I've trained my ear. You know, I've trained my ear to hear certain chords, certain things, and just be like, all right, well, the next logical step to try and get this feeling is maybe move this note or try a different note. And sometimes I just really do go in and move notes and um, trial and error just to see if this note, yeah, it's weird and yeah, it's not in the regular minor or major, but it's somewhere and maybe I move something by accident and then it sounds good. And I'm just like, wait, then this is a new note it's a new chord I can use now, you know? But yeah, I definitely didn't have formal training. I didn't go to school, you know, I didn't get any degrees in piano or music. Um, I just really did my research and sat down with my music and just tried to get the most emotional feeling. And I just know that sometimes I'll play some beats for my virgins, more musical virgins who actually know what these chords are, and they'll just be stumped. Everybody, genre and rhythm boss man is a joy playing music for them because them is just the most gimmicks. They will walk out of the room, they will just like put them head down and then we say them depressed and they're not good at music anymore and John Ross is the worst with that. He will just say, bro, it don't make sense. Why not the music? Like why you gonna do this? And then I just be like, I don't know what I did, you get me? And they'll be like genuinely stumped about like, yo, like how you come up with this and how you do this and where this come from, and even my virgin Ayatas, you know, like every now and then, you know, like listen to a rhythm and then he make up in face and like a chord progression or maybe a drum roll, and it just, you know, and you know, I really live for those reactions and I spend more time with music just to really get that out of people where it's just like you're not always listening to something you expect. You know, it's you hear something that is impressive and just different. And you know, I didn't have musical training to reach there. It was really true, pure, just wanting to make good sounding music.
And to an extent, it might not have been formal training or like a formal form of studying or whatever, but I do believe you definitely were a student of music at the end of the day because I remember you saying that you listen to a lot of Bob Marley and like you studied a lot of Bob Marley.
Yes.
Yeah, and I can hear it in like even your reggae rhythms. Like you didn't play any of those live, but how them sound is like they sound very live. They sound like it's all like play everything. Like you don't play everything.
You know, style and pattern, man.
In any style and any pattern, man, I done, you know. Spain town, I'm a crew, never down, never lower from a pan, you know. With a loyal view, this a royal blue, some call me Sean, you know.
Still to this day, one of the best beats I've made. And it's just funny how you just tell me, say, yo, we just want a beat like this. And me say, yeah. All right.
Yo,
say less.
I was about to ask you, like, what song that you produce think like, what song you produce think sums up your whole sound, like best represents your sound?
Wow,
best
represents my sound.
You can have different songs and stuff like that.
It really has to be our music, bro. Because I definitely know with our music, we've been able to really just do what we want to do. And it's not a matter of, oh, this is hot right now, let's do what's hot right now. it's really let's do what we feel. Let's experiment to shit and see what people say. I know a lot of people have things to say about the switch up part of style and pattern and how it just should have been a reggae song and all these things, you know. Some people love the switch up part and they appreciate just the newness and the differentness about it. But then that is my sound. My sound is just that it's rare for me to just give you a reggae rhythm. Bro, like as you said, Bob Marley and them thing, they listen to Bob Marley, studying Bob Marley, like and listening to trap and loving them and having a lot of equal loves about them, you know. It's just that like I don't think I have to choose or completely go in one complete realm just because I'm Jamaican, I should be doing reggae. You know, just because trap really to me as a black person, one is really good music. You know, as simple as it is, it's good. You know, it makes me feel good and it's just banging. And I just want to figure out how do I make something with feeling and the mood that reggae brings, but something banging that will bring your attention back to the fore. I don't think songs like Vibes with Bob and the other different Bob Marley remixes that I would make, that to me that's my sound. And Style and Pattern is just a continuation of that, where it's just have an intro that I just even remember a man like Protoje, who at one point I thought was, you know, and I still do think he is one of the biggest artists, you know, to ever really be in reggae. From a man like him tell me that that line that I did in the intro. That guitar line,
bro. I'm telling you, it is crazy. Like if I didn't know you, I would think that you're literally in the room playing all of these things, brother. Like,
I'm telling you, and trust me, it's not like I, you know, take straight from a guitar line. I listen to reggae music. Before I made Style and Pattern, I listened to some authentic roots dub stuff, some lines, and for some reason, I just switched and swirled it in my mind and just came up with something that sounded so familiar and something that sounded so playable. And then I remember one time, you know, my virgin Saeed messaged me one time on WhatsApp and asked me, yo, like, who played that bass?
Yeah, so keep on. Them off for watch alone. Some weak heart. Them off for chat alone.
And then I was just like, yeah, I played it. You get me? And to me, it just brings me joy that I can really get, or at least somewhat get close to, because I don't think I can perfectly emulate what it is to be a musician playing these things.
But that's the thing, though. That's when you know that you're doing production right, because you get a lot of respect from musicians and engineers and people like that, because your music represents everything so properly, you know what I mean? Like it is so amazing. And that kind of lead me into my next question. That's like,
yeah,
if you were supposed to do like your idea of a dream project that you would work on, like no limitations, no anything, like what do you think that would be? Describe it like sound wise and stuff like that.
Oh, that to me, you know, is a hard one, because my dream project is definitely going to be a combination of every good thing and everything I've learned in music so far and everyone that I've really been inspired by. Bro, just imagine the shit that we've done with you, and just knowing Chronics, Protoje, me knowing some international artists, Masego, me having certain access. Imagine a project like that with no discrimination, you know, no anybody not wanting to be on a project with this other artist, just complete musical explosion. And imagine me knowing all the musicians I know now. Imagine me not even having to try to rebuild or make a sick guitar line when I know there's a man like Mundo, when I know that there is Monty, when I know that there's Jerks, when I know that there's Akil and Zoe, Imagine having all of these stuff and imagine being in the mindset, having the energy, having the passion, having the determination to follow it through. Imagine me having all the resources and not having to wait on anybody to give me resources. That to me is gonna end up being the perfect project, a project that will definitely be renowned and definitely be critically acclaimed. And that is not because just me. It is because what I've been around and what I've been experienced, what the experiences I've had with a lot of artists, and just the height of musicianship I've been around. There's no way I can be around that and have those people respect me like how they respect me, and put in work and not have it come out to be something otherworldly, So, so in saying all of that, the kind of project that I would make is definitely a project, multiple artists of various different calibers. Not too many songs, not to overwhelm anybody, maybe 10 songs, with like a Connex, a Protoje, a J.L.L, Dila Ike, Sevana, all of these artists coming up.
They mentioned Masego would be a dope.
Masego and even more international artists. I mean, obviously, to me, it won't be one main project, but it will be a string of projects, because things that are daring and pushing boundaries are always going to be polarizing. But it's a project that at least 1 or 2 or 3 songs you're going to have on there that you can't deny, like are undeniable for you. And that to me, is like the dream project,
Yeah, sorry, I muted. So them doing construction and it's so.
Well, we live in Jamaica, man.
Like,
there's no perfect quiet room.
Living in Kingston is like so, bro. It's like you can hardly get any peace, brother. Like I swear.
No.
How is it being a producer, like a Jamaican producer, somebody in the Caribbean, and because being a Jamaican and being a musician in Jamaica, that comes with a lot of pressure from just your people and stuff. Like, how would you describe that?
Being a musician and talented person in Jamaica is a double-edged sword, because Jamaica is amongst the originators of a lot of music, and we're very musical and we're trendsetters, and we can't deny the music and the talent that we have, but we also live in a poor country. We live in a country with a lot of crime, and a lot of corruption, and a lot of hurt, and a lot of parents are really trying to, if it is not them that were the persons to really get the country to a better place, they want their children to be persons who can get the country to a better place. And a lot of them don't see music as that thing. A lot of them see Jamaican music as something that, as much as, it really has developed the country and made a lot of good in the world, it also, to them, has also created divide and promoted violence and things that aren't good, even if you're not an artist, being a producer, as long as you're making the rhythms, as long as you're contributing to a scene that is unsure. Worst, we have the history of Jamaican musicians and creatives not being compensated, not knowing how to do business the right way, being big and popular and reaching the highest of heights and still being broke. You know, nobody wants that for the child, you know. So it's really, that is the double-edged sword of being a creative in Jamaica, where it's one of the best places to be a creative, but it's one of the hardest places to survive as a creative, you know, because it really does take a lot of character. That's why we have a lot of characters in our culture, because it takes character to be an artist, to be a creative, to be someone who is inspiring and can inspire people. You know, it takes a lot, you know?
Definitely. And one thing oh my God, brother. Can we let's just start have a time out, please, because I was saying that brings me to another question that I had, because the sounds that you choose and the way how you do your music, like, do you believe, like, what's your experience trying to like chart your own path and do your own thing? Like, what's your experience within this culture, Jamaica and the Caribbean? Like, what has that been like for you?
It's been another bittersweet journey, because whilst you do get people who are super appreciative of the new sound and my attempts to really do something different, you do have the sticklers for the original culture, the original sound. You do have the persons who think that this meshing of stuff is just too much and you need to stick to the original roots. And you have people that didn't really believe, you know, especially in me and your music, who didn't believe that it made sense to do in the first place. You know, who didn't believe that people in Jamaica should be making any music over American trap. You know, we shouldn't have rappers. There shouldn't be people making trap rhythms down here. If you're going to that, go abroad, go to LA, go to somewhere where it makes sense, you know. So my experience.
Sorry, no, continue. I was saying, I was about to say that, like, with style and pattern, I believe that was a song that it was so polarizing, as you said, because the people that loved it, they really loved it, because the switches and everything and whatever, it was just like they were on a journey. It wasn't just like a straight, you know, song that it wasn't. It moved through genres, hence it being style and pattern. You know, like it moved through genres and stuff. But the people that loved it really loved it, and it really resonated with them. But the people that don't like it, they were just like, "Yo, why did it have to switch right there? Why did it da 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 da?" And for me, like that to me is just, music should always be something that is free. Like it is free. It should never be something that becomes too trendy or just becomes too, because then the music doesn't have any form of longevity or meaning or anything.
Right.
So,
and you're right, bro. Music is really just it's really personal expression, you know. But I think that what the issue that comes about is it's like it's almost personal expression against mass appeal. You know, it's just like my personal expression is this, and you know, it obviously is coming from things that I've worked in the past and that I've worked in different cultures that I'm bringing into one. You know, there's nothing wrong with not any segment in style and pattern, but for some people, there's something wrong with putting it together. And that's new and uncomfortable for them. I know some people, they will have strong negative reactions to a song at first and end up liking it. You know, the fact of the matter is just that, you know, with Jamaicans, it's going to take time. And it is happening with persons like Coffee, you know, and Chronic Snow, slowly bending the wheel and always kind of shifting the sound and changing what it is to really be a reggae artist, be an artist in Jamaica. We're moving from our artists being reggae and dancehall artists and just being artists. That's what we're moving towards. And
do you think that is dangerous though? Somebody asked me that question recently. Do you think that kind of not having set genres and people just being artists and free to create, do you believe that in some way that is not us preserving our sound and culture? Is it?
I mean, but I don't believe that, because I believe that our sound and our culture, it did not come from thin air. Our sound and our culture, out of it was brought here. You know, obviously some of it did come from just, or a lot of it originated here, and the way how it ended up sounding was originated by us, yes. But we have always been people of influence, and we have always been people that have been influenced, and that will never change. And it's just because the weight of what we've done and the magnitude of what we've done, reggae, it's hard to think of another genre or another time in music that we will ever get to as big as reggae was, as influential as reggae was and dancehall. That's why it's so hard for people to let go of the fact that things are going to change and we're not going to be making reggae as often, because reggae was a product of the times. Reggae was a product of what people were feeling, the political climate. It was a product of the times, and to be a realistic is to understand that the music now is a product of the times. I'm not really the biggest fan of the music now, but I can't deny that it's a product of the times. It's a product of the youth now making music, being inspired by the youth making music abroad. A lot of people in America, a lot of people in America. Yeah, sorry, continue.
No, yeah, I was just saying, just to kind of add on what you were saying, that even the fact that you have artists out here doing a lot of like scamming music and stuff like that. It is literally just a reflection of our society right now. Yeah, literally, and that's what Jamaican music has always been.
Yeah, and another thing I would say is just like, why are you gonna blame the people for being a product of the mismanagement and misguidedness of your government and your downfalls, to properly provide for people? Why are you going to now backlash at them for singing about their struggles, singing about what is real to them? Because everybody wants to be good. Everybody wants to go to school and do good things. But everyone goes through a hardship. Everyone has gone to having bad interactions with people that they thought they could trust, with a system they thought they could trust, So they end up going to things that, and maybe all them aren't as strong-minded and as educated to be like, this is not the right thing to do. Maybe I shouldn't be scamming. Maybe I shouldn't be killing. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe I shouldn't be, not having a job. But it's just like, it's just a product of the reality that we love to skim, and we love to place blame on Vibes Cartel, as much as they ended up being a product of their reality, going to jail, doing things that aren't good. The reality is just that that's the product that we get from a system that is messed up. It is messed up, man. Like, as much as I can complain about the music that I don't like and how the music is going, I'm not the one to say that we should sit down and talk to these artists and tell them that we're making this kind of music. No, that will never happen, because we're not giving them an alternative. The alternative that we're giving them is not making them better off in their head. The alternative that we're giving them is tell them to make music about make conscious music, when them have people out there that rinsing them music about gun and scamming, where them can make a living off of, where them can actually maybe contribute to their community positively with doing good things while still making negative music. It's just that really messed up mentality that we have to accept, and then we have to really just understand how to move away from in a way that is respecting these people who are making music, because at the end of the day, bro, as if going back to what you said earlier, it is not dangerous for us to be changing and going a different path. You know, I think it's just dangerous for us to be misinterpreting and misguiding what it is to be Jamaican and to be a creative in Jamaica, and what the meaning of Jamaican music is, and what Bob Marley meant by doing what he did. And Bob Marley did not mean to say reggae is what should be Jamaica's music. Bob Marley was doing R&B music, blues music, mixing all kind of things, just because he knew that that's the best way he could reach the globe. You get me? And that's the example.
A lot of people didn't even know that Bob Marley has like several versions of the same songs, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, like that's really the meat of the matter. It's not as easy of a solution that people say it is, and people always seem to say that why these people can't just make this music and can't just do that, and but deep inside, if you really think, it's not hard to get the answer. I think the more important thing is for what me and you are doing, what the upcoming artists are doing, to just keep doing that, just hold the faith, and just not try to push out the music that's there already, but to coexist in the space and have the respect that people give people making scamming music to us, because we're all just trying to make what we think is good music. And as much as Sean Paul put out an album that I honestly can say I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of it musically, I can say it is important for the culture, because it really incorporates a lot of artists that, have really been looked down upon, but have also been doing well in the internal communities, for their communities. And for artists like that who has reached the heights, he reached the top of music that you could ever reach, and still can be able to still do music, I have the fullest respect for him. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of his music now, but I think that's a respectable thing to say. Just like how there's times people not going to be the biggest fan of other songs that I make, that's fine. It's just that I can see the importance that, Sean Paul making the album that he did, and how that really can at least maybe give other these artists making music out there an ability to be seen on a global stage, and maybe transform the music into something that I believe is a bit more substantial, and do some more experimental stuff, work with some bigger DJs, and, really emancipate the music outside of just the streets, be able to get that money from a bigger market and bring it back to the community, bring it back to the family, completely absolve themselves of any criminal need to do anything like that, and just get it from purely music. That's if that's what it has to get to, then let's get to that. I'm not gonna say what the music should sound like, what it should be, but definitely I must commend a man like Sean Paul for doing what he did,
Yeah, definitely. What Sean Paul has been doing for the culture for so many years has been important, and I do believe that at the end of the day, we are one people and we are one music, regardless of what is frowned upon, regardless of what is whatever. I think that we are one people, and we're all pushing the Jamaican sound and the Jamaican culture. Some people do it in other ways because some people's realities are different. Some people do it in other ways because, that's just perspective. Music is perspective at the end of the day, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, this trust me, me and we could talk forever and ever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
But
We could, man, for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely a joy just being able to talk to you.
Likewise, bro. Likewise.
It was a dope conversation, you know. Royal.
Definitely, bro. Trust me, needed it.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're gonna take it out by, you know, having a little mix for the people.
Cool.
What can we expect from this mix, J.L.L?
Well, I mean, what you can expect is just some of my best sounds, some of my best songs, some of the songs that I am very proud of, some of the songs that really I feel have put me where I am today as a producer. Some of the songs that really molded me, you know, as a creative. And I feel like it should be a really good experience, and it should really open people's ears and heads to what we've been talking about, and also where the music is going, what's in my head. There's gonna be a couple beats in there, a couple weird stuff, you know, a couple stuff that I mean, you know, like it's my pride and joy, you know, that I hope everyone can enjoy. And just look forward to more stuff from it, you know.
All right, mad thing. People, tune into the mix, J.L.L.
Yes. Hope everyone enjoys it, man. Bless up, man. I really appreciate being in this conversation.
Bless up, people.
Yeah, in any style and any pattern, man, I done, you know. Spain town, I'm a grow, never down, never lower from a barn, you know. With a loyal view, this a royal blue, some call me shine, you know. Tell promoter them, say my 10 out of 10 when me perform, you know. Yeah, me come from a place where the man, them a shoot and them not baller. Them a turn in a dead youth, left in a red pool like a sala. But me handling it, come and trample the beast, them out of order, ayy. On fire, bun man, where I move like girl and I run down drama. Yeah, me move discreet, man, I told just people, not a tosser. Send a text if you ring my phone, and me don't to know the caller. Lyrics on point like decimal 5-star general, that talk one. Easy, me easy, cool and me calm. Make it rhythm with this style and pattern. Thing I fish shot like rap and papa. Make it rhythm with this style and pattern. Thing I fish shot. Yo. Team shot, yeah, everybody know I like Reebok. Me have the classic soul and the B flat. Me's on another note, we never speak back. But I'm a passive door from T dot to in a Spanish tone. Cup of G strap and them a vanish clone. And a peace chat if there's malice found. Keep that me in a savage mode. And when the beat drop, you know what damage now. Real facts whenever stumble bro. Just please stop, we have the body sound. And if we clash, I better panic no. Tell a idiot he's frost me is not the G that to challenge no. Them sneak chat, sneak this, sneak that. The real facts is sad and done. Hey, yeah, throw shit, is a no name. Me had a new fire. Never old flame, don't play no way. Don't associate me with no lame. Okay, in my own lane. Ole, when I go away, them the for real with a bold face. If it's Snoop, it's so sale, no soul plane. Have a road play, your whole fame is so plain. And a show away, me a capital G, them a lowercase. But I watch it on easy, our place. Them a for watch it on pre with a song face. Yeah, see it and I'm so amazed. At the capital G, never lowercase. But I watch it on E.
Revealing when you really read the signs. You got to creep before you walk. You got to live before you die. Feeling great now, how you feeling? Really fine too. I got some songs with many meanings. Read between the lines. Nowadays prophecy revealing. Really pretty signs. Creep before you walk. Ma put my set tip on the map. Yeah, they'll splash. Yeah, they'll move. Blaze fire hot. Barrel full of crap. Ooh, barrel full of crap. Think them coulda stopped. Well, of them shell I got crack on the crawl at the barrel and reach to the top. Well, of them show I sell out to my land in a fire and my show never flop. Shell on the water already, shell it down again and then call him back. Who could I sick for call my walk? Share with the wall of my branch and I'm 50-50 when it.
Phenomenal, one phenomenal. Phenomenal, two phenomenal. Phenomenal, three phenomenal. Would you buy, permanent, minimum, heard them I send, check for murder defense, let that word be defense, so would you buy, burn every enemy again.
You keep on testing me, but you won't step to me, running your lips, go on puff out your chest to me, congrats on pushing, but you won't get the best of me, you scratch the surface, wait till you see the rest of me, coming hard, going hammer, yeah, you'll be an example, every phone in this room, look now, you cost up in a camera, wait, I'm too fired up, that's not how I'm wired up, you're pretty quick to aim, but you don't fire much, you're scared to pull the trigger while you're aiming for me, you know I use words as weapons, better watch what you say, you're scared to pull the trigger while you're aiming for me, you know I use words as weapons, better watch what you say.
Me, still good to test a G. So if it's shocking, make sure that you keep that energy. Give me call the shots, well, must have shot the energy. Can kill the messenger, but cannot kill the message. One bag of chat with them real scared. So lift from the top like a wheelchair. Them guns drawn to your heart, and if you bust it, your whole color scheme change. See clear, I have to take a stand on me, see clear. I go meet a match when the heat near. No extra time and I leave here, alright.
You're scared to pull the trigger while you're aiming for me. You know I use words as weapons, better watch what you say. You're scared to pull the trigger while you're aiming for me. You know I use words as weapons, better watch what you say.
Hey. Say better can run. Lyrics are the bullet them in my gun. I'm a gun now stick won't hold my tongue. You thought that talk, better walk that walk. Now my thoughts get dark, so no more fun. Hope it was worth it, your heart too dirty. Your stab in the back won't hurt me now. See how hard I be working now. All that time never cursing now. Change out it like a serpent. What's the purpose? At the end of the day when you aim and spray, all you hate my way. It's just you that you're hurting. Hate forever lose. Love is the only victor. Hope you can see the bigger picture. Cause if
you're scared to pull the trigger while you're aiming for me.
Oh, you know I use words as weapons. Better watch what you say. Hey.
You want me to teach you something? You want to learn something? All right, here's a useful lesson for you. Give up. Just quit. Because in this life, you can't win. Yeah, you can try. But in the end, you're just gonna lose big time.
Bless up, bless up, bless up, hope you rest up, hope you catch up, hope who all the talk and all the sauce, all the ketchup, know you're jealous, whole semester you try, know me extra like, extra, read about it, really doubt it, them know what the real amount is, although my spare change, and nothing to a fee where countless, there's a extraordinary and a extra fee, my extra class is ready, text my call, my make you pass with extra marks, of extra mark and extra chalk already, yeah, someone take the bar so steady, raise it high, them best regards to many. Oh, you for test the boss and not take talk. Them I go vex car, free paper bono. You don't know. You don't know. Your time don't know what class time. Them know them roll in the front row. You don't know. Don't know. Your time don't know what class time. Them know them roll in the front row. Free paper burn up. Them never ready cause free paper burn up. Them holiday done up. Free paper burn up. Over for many cause free paper burn up. Tell them do not run up. Free paper burn up. Pressure so heavy cause free paper burn up. Free paper burn up. Free paper burn up. Them never ready cause free paper burn up. Them free paper.
Fireball, we are do the thing real and proper. Now be no killer, now be no scammer. Daddy have to proud Billy Tree for mama. When you see we light up the fire, tell me how them a go stop the juice from shining. Yeah, we are star. Yeah, we are star. Nobody can stop the juice from shining. You know see the whole of we are star. Yeah, we are star.
Born in the age of the internet where youths have infinite intellect. And it seem complex but we still connect. Cause the flow just a fire like Inchatech. But me not tell the dudes who bust no gun. And me not tell the dudes who thief no fun. Anybody want good say no's go and run. And at the end of the day we go and have fun and have joy and peace. Let me tell you about calm in the face of the beast. I'ma feel at ease. This high me acquire never require no trees. Look straight in a bad man face. They know me now move this a God man place. Me only talk truth, me no style and trace. Only run road, me no run what race. Fireball, we are do the thing real and proper. Now be no killer, now be no scammer. Daddy have to proud Billy Tree for mama. When you see we light up the fire, tell me how them a go stop the juice from shining. Yeah, we are star. Yeah, we are star. Nobody can stop the juice from shining. You know see the whole of we are star. Yeah, we are star. From your sight a spark you better seek it. Cause the message when you get a never secret. From your soul the good seed you will reap it. When the fruit start bear better feed it to the people, to the people. Study a book, not study evil. Study peace, not study war. If you walk with the Lord then you must free.
I got nothing but love for you. I got nothing but love for you. Just the way you treat me, baby. I got nothing but love. Summer goes so that every night we'll lay out in the bed. You tell me what you're going through. All I want is to protect you, feel like you're bulletproof. I can be a soldier, come closer, you smell the best thing in the air. Can't you see you are more than a friend? Oh, you love me like no other. You treat me like no other. And I appreciate you. And I appreciate you. Yeah.
Strike force, yeah. Strike force, yeah. Strike force, yeah. Strike force, yeah. Little bit of money, yeah. Little bit of money, yeah. Yeah, little bit of money, yeah. Little bit. Yo, shut your mouth with a little bit of money. Shut up. Life is sweet like me dip it in a honey. Chick a girl with a nigga car and a nigga money. When she meet him, she fuck him, cause that a bigger money. Some man start hype to them make a piece of money. 1 mil Jamaican, that a stripper money. Give me woman beer money like a Bob give Rita money. When they go a Zimmy party, have your liquor money.
Bad man no drink off a man table.
But see ya, I saw them thing unstable. Ha, Lego juice in a them girl navel. Block pocket wanna carry down label. Boy, move on yourself with your little bit of money. Keep out your mouth with your little bit of money. Yo, hold out with your little bit of money. Go over there so with your little bit of money. And I got the money now, and the funny money. Look with V, that's the money when you see coffee. Strike force, you feel know, and the little bit of money. Life is sweet, like me dip it in a honey.
Just at least, you know. Alright, ready. I like this right now. We don't need a label. Be my number one for now. I'm willing and I'm able. Baby, no one has to find out between you and me. I'm not tied and I'm protecting no privacy. Turn me on like radio. Show me love like never before. Want it in my life, you know. Tell them, oh, mercy please, I'm feeling you. Better you stick to me like glue. Want you back, me when me give you my love, and bet you never left my side. Hands palm my waist, in my eyes, me in my prime. Real girl, I wanna waste man vibe. Me and no housewife or no chick on the side. Cheer man, I know my style, make me show you a vibe. I promise that my heart is yours if you try. Warm it up cause it cold like ice. I could leave you mesmerized, make you lose all your mind. Hey, turn me on like radio. Show me love like never before. Want it in my life, you know. Turn up, ooh. Mercy, please, I'm feeling you. Better you stick to me like you. Want you, but me, I tell you the truth. Turn up.
Love you like mango. Better you give me some loving. See how far we can go. Imagine it be nice and something. Me say me love you like mango. I better you give me some loving. See how far we can go. Imagine it be nice and something. Tell you what I want to do. Need a minute of your time. Look at me closely, coming and tell you no lie. Won't compete with no other. Where you feel like men and try. Such a sweetie, skin clean, well meant to clear up your signals. Me love you like mango. Better you give me some loving. See how far we can go. Imagine it be nice and something. Me say me love you like mango. I better you give me some loving. See how far we can go. Imagine it be nice and something.
Until I love you, until I find a day.
How can I trust love? How can I trust love? How can I trust love? How can I trust your love?
It hard in this game, I love harder the same as in the past. And them last in relation of basking in heart to heart. And all in all, it's so dangerous nowadays. When the story concern a man and a woman, or a boy and a girl, and a 4-letter word, hearts get broken but we don't ever learn. Continue breaking each other's spirit, that is no better cure. In the moment I hurt, she open up her blouse and the skirt. To a youth was saying find the one but still I browse the network. Cool. Nowadays I like how so proper work. Start drama and hoping karma just won't stop it first. Me pray me see blessings and I say oh that's a curse. Rather touch screen than touch hearts with a robotic earth. See enough of them and you're searching for your chromas for flirt. But enough of them girl you want man creep up with the chromatic work. Or something along those lines in the lines of a club. You find but when not finding enough of the signs of your love. Nah.
I know you see it, girl. This ain't sitting real good in my soul. Everywhere this little girl goes, she pick up another obstacle. She was my heart. I don't know the tribe or default, but by default, she don't think of me. I thought she was an Indian. She be slanging things like a simian. All my life I wanted me an Indian. And now she's far away, but I had to know. Listen, I know you see it, girl. This ain't sitting real good in my soul. Everywhere this little girl goes, she pick up another obstacle. She was my heart. I don't know the tribe or default, but by default, she don't think of me. I thought she was an Indian, but she be slanging things like a simian. All my life I wanted me an Indian. Ooh, girl, let me in. In the street with a wedding ring, and she hit the box, city babe. Are you down to cheat? He looked in the eye